Best of luck.
Welcome to Live Darts Iceland.
180.
Where we bring you live darts. Just darts in the world. We're just seeing brilliant as well. But there might be a slight issue with my internet. So let's try and get this sorted first. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've made the semi-finals now of the shootouts. The winner of this plays Hallie in the final.
$81.
Playing some rather good stuff at the moment. Hitting treble 20s for fun. And doing it in some style too. Two Icelander, well, two people playing in Grindavik, which is Nick Keflavik. This one's Matty, Live Darts Iceland regular. The other of which, Scott Ramsey.
60.
He lives in Iceland, in Grindavik. But he's actually Scottish. So you do not need to be Icelandic to play this tournament. You don't even need to live in Iceland. A little bit later on, I will pop in the description, rather in the comments of this video on Facebook, what link you can click to join in on Monday's event. Simple as that. Heck, if you've even got the facility to stream, it may well be streamed. If it's a game against Matty, it probably will be streamed if you've got the facilities to do so. But yes, it's going to be good fun. We strongly recommend any budding darts people get involved. Matty's left himself 60 after opening with a beautiful 1080. I must say I played a little bit of webcam darts with Matty earlier today.
Third dart.
And there it is. He gets 60, and he did a lot of that against me. He beat me, I think it was first to 4 or 5. He beat me to 0, of course. And this here is Scott Ramsey. You can't see him, but he has got one camera set up on the board, and he's got it set up pretty well as well.
$60.
Well, I thought that first dart was in the treble by Scott, but it wasn't. That first dart from Matty, however, was. And Scott's going to have to find that treble 20 with a bit more regularity if he's going to put in a contest here. We saw Hallie win through yesterday. That was a pretty good game. A bit even at the beginning, but then Hallie ran away with it. 10-4 winner, making the final. If you want to see the bracket and all the previous results, check out this event on Dart Connect TV. Dart's a little bit low there from Scott Ramsey, a little bit below that treble 20.
$43.
And maybe a little bit of unluckiness there from Matty. It was Brian Olsen that Hallie played and beat yesterday, 10-4, and it started out really well. and it was really close. And there was break after break after break after break. There's something stupid like 8 consecutive breaks, something like that. But it was Halley in the end. The last bunch of booking his place in the final. Final will be playing over the weekend, either tomorrow or Sunday. And it should be good.
45.
Undoubtedly the best two players in terms of their form in this shootout tournament will be in the final. Halley's certainly up there. Matty's played well. Scott's done well to get to the final. Sorry, to the semi-final. So whoever wins this one will be a wonderful performer. Let's have a look at Scott's statistics. 15. Scott started in the quarterfinals. Yes, he didn't have to qualify through a bye round. Well, he got a bye round. Didn't have to play in the last 16. And he beat Spy Chala. 10-2. A demolition job with a average little over 60. Not a million miles away from Halley's average in the quarterfinals.
Third dart.
Matty pinning that double 10 last start in hand. Doubled his lead. And starting off pretty well. I'd say starting where he left off. And when I say where he left, I mean when he played me. But playing me is not the hardest challenge in the world, let's put it that way.
96.
Brian Olsen made the semis, only averaging 59, and Scott Ramsey averaged a little more than that, 62.7 according to Dark Connect. But let's see. Early doors, I think Matty's won of the extremely early phase of this game, but there is a long way to go. 8 more legs needed for Matty to win. 10 more legs needed for Scott to win. It's a pretty long format.
41.
Well, after this leg has been completed, do be sure to check the comments section on this video on Facebook. I will post
45.
the link. Should you wish to play in the tournament, the next shootout style. And it's great, isn't it? Gets everyone playing a bit of darts. And don't have to leave home, so it's easy. And saving lives as well by not leaving the house.
42. $95.
Matty then nearer to a finish. Scott can get a treble here. That will be really useful. He can't. That's gone into the big 5. So you'd rather think Matt will be on something useful here, even
60.
if it's 1-2-2. It is 1-2-2. He might not go the treble 18 route. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Is that 81 scored or is it 41 scored? It was 41 scored. Is he going to go 18s? I'm not convinced. No need. No need. Just tee it up. Oh, that was a bad miss on the bullseye there. So if Scott Ramsey can just get a straight ton here, then we'll put some pressure on this 81. He can't get exactly a ton, but he might be able to to get 1-2-1, but that's not going to happen now. 12 ball side does need to go that great dart,
Yes.
double 13.
Third
And it's
dart.
my favourite dart on the dartboard, and I think Matty is quite fond of it as well. Brilliant 81, going the treble 12, double 13 routes, which is proof. That's why you should go for the treble. But then again, I don't know. Go for the treble and you miss it and you're in a bad position, but yes. Give yourself chances. Thank you very much. Wonderful checkout there from Matty, 81, 3 darts. Was a holder throw. And a useful opening here for Scott Ramsey. I mean, Matty really needs to get a ton or so. Thought he would have switched with that
55.
second dart. And he didn't. And it was at a slight cost there. Scott Ramsey can get another treble here. Just one treble somewhere in these 3 darts. Can't quite see where that second one's gone. But that's the thing about Matty. He can be behind and all of a sudden he'll get you 180. He'll get a couple of trebles.
55.
Good at that.
$83.
Not happy with his last dart. Not a million miles from that treble 20, but not in the treble 20, which is slightly problematic. Well, I've got a very exciting item which is making its way to me in the UK. It was printed in America, designed in America. Well, partly designed by me.
Ooh. 54.
Is that 2 in the treble 18?
126.
108 plus 18, is it? 126? I think so. Really, really good use of that treble 18. Hasn't got to a finish, but isn't going to worry. Was in similar range on the last leg and got to a nice finish. 60 here, in fact. Well, he's got the treble 20, treble 19, sorry, so that is fine. He was 182 last time. He hit 320s. Got to 122, then 81. Won't be doing it in the same style this leg, but he'll want to get 86 in 3 darts. Of course he will. He'll want to get it in 2 darts. 18,
46.
double 16. Couldn't find what he was looking for. We'll be back for tops. Well, that's 3 well-thrown darts there for Scott. These are 3 well-thrown darts.
First darts.
Didn't find the treble. And Matty, first dart of asking, pins that double top. And he's making light work of this, though, averaging 79 in that leg.
$60.
Averaging 71 for the match. Scott Ramsey, unfortunately, only averaging around about 47. It might just be early nerves. We know he's better than that. Averaged over 60 in his quarterfinal game. Of course, winning.
120.
Don't assume that it's a capitulation, because that's not necessarily the case. Scott might find some form. Talking of form, beautiful 2 treble 20 visit there from Matthias, the Eagle. Not actually aware if Scott has a darting nickname. It could be the Scott. That would be not necessarily original, but interesting.
45.
Got the Scott Ramsey. was reading a newsletter today, a darting newsletter, and someone was saying how darts really has been one of the positive stories about the pandemic we find ourselves in at the moment. Well, positive stuff don't mean the pandemic's a positive thing, but darts one of the few sports you can play in your living room. You can play in your living room in London against someone who's playing in their bedroom in Sydney. It's really, really possible. Only slight issue is the time difference. Other than that, it's doable. Scott Ramsey throwing. Now that is a ton from Scott Ramsey.
96.
That's a little better from Scott. The second biggest visit of this leg so far. I know that's not exactly the world's best statistic, but Matty was throwing in pretty big figures the last couple of legs. But only a 24 there from Scott Ramsey. Means Matty's going to have a go at this 135. Bullseye first. Treble 20. Would have gone for it, no doubt about it. It's a lovely finish, this 135.
45, 18, 72 left.
63 scored. Scott, if you can get another ton here, not going to, but if you could have got a ton on treble 20 somewhere, that just puts that little bit of pressure on Matty. Would make Matty go the aggressive route. Aggressive route to go 72? Not really. 16? Oh, I'm guessing he would have done that regardless. His opponent
52.
was sitting on top. Going price goes that way. I think that's a brilliant way to go 72. It's innovative. The best word to describe it. It considers all bases. Hit a single, go for another one. Hit the treble, 2 darts at a decent double. Not the double of choice, but a decent double. Double 12. It usually finishes a 9 darter. It's pretty good. Double 10 Matty. And second dart, Matty's finishing pretty well. Finishing in some style. Matty 70 for the match in average so far. Is halfway there. Ramsey consistent on 47. But he'll wanna raise that to about 60, won't he? Playing Matty's never an easy task. If Scott can finish this game with an average of 60, happy might not be the word, but I think he'll be happier. He starts off with a 58 there. Is it going to be another ton 80? Second of the match. It is. Of course it is.
180.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff from the Eagle as he pins in his second ton 80. Means he's averaging 180 for the leg. He was averaging 180 for the leg as soon as that first dart entered the board. Second 180. He's happy with that. Sense a little frustration.
60.
Must point out, by the way, Scott Ramsey, the excitement of that 180, just hit a 140 of his own, his first of the game. That's a little more impressive from Scott Ramsey. But only a 28 to follow up that 140.
83.
An 83 is all right. It's not the preferential score, but it's okay. It'll do. Is that in the treble 20? Can't quite see that there. That was 85. It was the treble 20. So he's hit 3 treble 20s in this leg of Scott Ramsey.
58.
Now, I don't think Scott Ramsey's been down to a finish yet. Surely he'll be down to a finish after he's thrown these 3 darts. If he gets 100 plus, well, I think that's 20 and 5. I think that's 85. Is that 85? If it is 85, it's back-to-back 85s. It was 125. There you go. This is a dream leg for Scott Ramsey. And Matty's not going to get a dart for it in this visit.
60.
2 treble visits and a 1 treble visit for Scott Ramsey has bought him possibly 2 darts at a double here. That's not in. That looks like it's in the 14, which would leave him 51. So 11. Oh, and he's got double by the looks of things. Oh no, or is that the single? Oh. In a second. Oh, it was 20. It was 25 scored. So it was 14 and 11. Looked like maybe in the double 11, but it wasn't. A valiant effort, and a valiant effort there from Matthias. Very, very, very harsh, but that is the sport of darts. And that might have been Scott Ramsey's possible way of unlocking his potential and saying, right, you know what, Matty, you've been outplaying me for the last 5 legs. The comeback starts here. It's certainly not over yet. Matty just over halfway there.
40.
But looks of promise from Scott Ramsey. Let's say that. 5 treble 20s hitting that last leg. And he's in again, Scott Ramsey. That's a 140 of his own.
Yeah, come on. 40.
So it now is advantage Scott. It really is. Treble 20 here. Matt having a bit of a rare.
82.
He's not scoring too much for that last dart at treble 19 rescued him. Certainly over the last couple of legs, we have seen a vast improvement in Scott Ramsey. If you're wondering, by the way, what Matty is doing with his hand. After each throw, or before each throw, in fact, a little bit of both. Matty's got this brilliant technology on his wall. He's got a keypad on the wall, and he can switch the cameras. Ordinarily, I would do it, but the internet's playing up a little bit today. If I do it, I'll probably break something. So not only is Matty playing darts, scoring, counting. So the cameraman, lovely dart at treble 20 there with the 3rd dart in hand. But Scott Ramsey likely to get to a finish first. That looks like it's 2 single 20s. That looks like it's 3 single 20s. If so, it's 147 and it is on a finish. Oh, it was even better. It wasn't 3 single 20s at all. It was 2 treble 20s.
100.
And Scott Ramsey really has ramped up. His ability was averaging 47. Well, he might only need 2 darts here. Double 8. That wasn't in the treble. Well, missing of big number there. But he's left tops. Matty has to take this out. 1 dart at tops. And he's missed it. Scott Ramsey has got the best chance of the game, and he's done so well because very easy to be disappointed with the last visit. With the last leg because he played well and he didn't get to do. He didn't get a chance to win it, and he hasn't got a chance to win it there as he hits big single 5. Leaves himself double 16 if he's coming back. He might now, he might.
Yeah.
And he will, and he does.
15.
With no disrespect to Matty, perhaps he had a couple of brilliant legs. The angle, I don't think that last dart's gone in, and the angle from where we're looking at it didn't appear particularly inviting, but I think where he was standing, which is a little bit further over to the right, I think it might have been a bit inviting than it looks, but nonetheless, double 2. And it is there again, another what would seem to be darting thievery there from Matthias. Game really could be 5-2. Would only have 3 legs between the 2 of them. Instead, it is 7-0. A massive 7-leg gap. Harsh, but that starts. 99, 87. 87. There we go then. Couple single 20s and that treble 19. Treble
91.
Yeah. Scott's now found the confidence. So, you know, he might not go on to win this game, but I think there's a bit more confidence now in actually standing up and pounding the requisite trebles. Again, he hits another treble 20. One, so it's 2 big trebles so far in this leg.
135.
Well, Scott Ramsey, that was a 2 treble 20 visit there for Matty. And that does put the pressure on Scott here. Well, Scott Ramsey has hit a treble 20 or 19 in every visit.
59.
Leg. Which is now something Matty can't say he's done. So Scott can get a straight ton here. Well, can't get a ton now. And the flight fell off with that last start. Maybe a bit of a nasty deflection there. And look at what that has left him. And look at what Matty is hitting.
140.
He's unfortunate there for Ramsey, who suffered a bit of a nasty deflection to leave him on a bogey number. Might be back. Love treble 20 here will be very, very useful. And not gonna happen. So treble 20, double 8, or treble 20, 16 tops. Oh yes, you can count on Matty. Double 4.
Oh. 72.
Dissatisfaction. Thanks to William Scott for commenting about how Matty's playing some great darts under pressure. Very true indeed. William has been watching a few of these streams. Thanks for your support. Scott Ramsey couldn't pin that one away. Has left himself tops.
Yes. Second dart.
Madhouse. Matty always leaves a madhouse at some point in a match. And he usually hits it at some point in a match as well. Now Matty to throw. And he's throwing to make it 9-zip. Scott Ramsey, I did say if he's averaging 60, he'll be happier than 57. He's now averaging higher than that 47. 56, so only 4 points away from that 60 mark. I know it all sounds a little bit silly, but sometimes just a psychological edge can be a bit of a pick-me-up. It's not looking likely he's going to win this contest. Certainly not giving up.
$16. $30.
Only 30 there for Matty. Is the door a little bit ajar for Scott Ramsey? Can Scott pound in? That's a treble 20. Can he get another? 76 is all right. 2 out of his 3 visits. His leg with treble 20s. Matty, that is the first big treble visit. 60, 60, 30, 96, Matty. Well, that's all right from Scott. That's all right from Scott Ramsey. It's a straight 60. But this means Matty really needs to hit a treble here. And he does, and he does in some style as well. Great counting from Matty. That leaves him with a checkout. A big one, but a checkout. That was unfortunate. I had a feeling if that first one was in, I felt that was going to go. We will never know. Well, Scott, you can do this. You'll feel on top of the world. And that's just gone south. Now, that hasn't, though. 63 left, treble 13. Well, he's thinking about it. Was that big 3?
$22.
Well, he was going double there. Double top, Scott. Is that in the 5 or is that in the 20? It was in the 5, so 35 remain. Meanwhile, that was nearly in the treble. And that was nearly in the double, really nearly. That is the sort of dart you say, I'd like you to put this dart as close to the double as you can, but without actually hitting the double. Oh, last dart now. Is that in? Is that in? Is that the first leg? Yes. Thumb up. He's happy. Could that be Scott Ramsey's first leg of the contest? It is. And I have to say, he certainly deserved the leg. Certainly. Maybe even a couple. He could have won 3 of these legs. It could be 6-3. But we're not going to dwell on that. We're not going to dwell on what could have been. But what Scott Ramsey knows, it's certainly not going to be a whitewash.
$93.
As the one Scott Ramsey leg given Matty motivation. Not a great visit there from Scott. Only 30.
Come on, 40.
But only 10 more from Matty, so this leg is certainly not over. Williams saying that that was a great take from Scott. Well played, I agree. And Stephen Larmore saying, is the other semi tonight? No, Stephen, the other semi was yesterday. And Halley won against Brian Knowlson.
140.
And that was 10-4. And it started out really competitively, but Halley eventually ran away with it. He had a good game. It looks like it's going to be a Matty-Halley final. Final is going to be either tomorrow or Sunday. Do check Live Dance Iceland for the full scoop, the full details. I'll be bringing you the commentary. As Matty looking to get the third 180 of the match.
140.
And we'll settle for a 140 instead. If you did miss it, the first 3 darts of this contest were a 180 in favour of Matthias. He's left himself 88. $57 scored there. That means Matty will go the bullseye route. Just in case.
72.
72, so now he's probably, well, he's going to stay there.
48.
It's not going to go the bullseye route. And 48 tops. I actually don't mind that as a method. A lot of the darts pros do. But I guess it depends where your opponent is. That looks like it's a nice last start in the treble. In fact, it was. So Scott Ramsey might have 2 darts here. Won't have any darts here. That was a beautiful double top there from Matty, who has been dominant. He's been brilliant on those doubles. Not much to fault him on, to be completely honest. 9-1. Matty with the throw. Has Scott got enough in him for one more leg? Has Scott got enough in him?
93.
Get the average to just over 60. 58 at the moment.
46.
The exception of Matty's treble in the opening visit.
58.
No groundbreaking arrows in this leg as of yet. A couple of 59s for Scott. 93, 46, 58 for Matty. And only a poor 22, and it is being punished.
140.
Punished in some style as well. Matty goes out here. 140, 164. That would have been the best passage of play I've ever witnessed Matty hit. He might go 19s here. Something tells me he might. Wow. Oh, take it out, my bust, Matty.
76, 86,
Can't
92.
actually bust, but you know what I mean. Say no, I want another go. Maybe he's going to let Scott Ramsey take this leg so we can have another go at 164 or 170 or 167. Treble 16. We've seen it once. We've seen it twice, in fact. Double top for the win. And there it is. Was it in doubt?
Game shot.
Matty puts his arms to his side as if
And
to
the
say,
match.
I know, that was pretty good. Decent watch, and Ramsey really did give it a go. Impressive stuff. Well done, Matty. He is our final, and he is going to be taking on Halley in the final. Matty about an average of 73, Ramsey around at about 57. Interesting watch, decent watch. Both players gave their all, and there was a very good winner there. Well done to Matty. Thank you for watching. The final is going to be between Matty and Halley, and it'll be coming to you soon live on Live Darts Iceland.